The story started around 4 months ago, the end of September, when I finally came to reality that became a full-time speaker, especially for someone like me as a new speaker in the current environment, is very challenging. So after 7 years, I decided to return to the job market. And that's when the experience started happening. But prior to that, there are two things happening in my life. First of all, my dear friend Fei Fei invited me to joining her latest women's leadership program run by her organization, Multicultural Women's House. I'm always, as a dear friend of Fei Fei, I'm always very supportive of her work. Plus, I always trust her recommendations. So I registered. The second thing happened is I had a chance to reconnect with Sarah from IKEA. This time, I actually got to hear Sarah's stories, especially when she was in Africa. We had a great conversation, and later on when Sarah knew I was looking for a job, she referred me to her colleague, Warren, a very kind and selfless man to me. So I joined Warren's 5 days employment program, which was jam-packed with all the practical information about looking for jobs. And on top of that, after 5 days workshop, Warren even spent 3 hours of one-on-one time with me to fix my resume. So here I like to put my first ads for Warren for anyone from migrant and refugee community, including international students. If you're looking for a job, I really highly recommend you to have a look at Warren's employment program, which is offered for free, I believe. So, back to our story. So after applying for few jobs, get rejected, interview, keep trying, I wasn't really very rushed, as I said before, because I knew something will be coming. Also, at the same time, at that time, I was quite busy developing public speaking workshop with Rachel's team from IKEA. And interestingly, that public speaking workshop is also designed for migrant refugee women. So time moved to the October. I spent the whole month, I should say, in October, actually really enjoyed PACE leadership program. I've been promoted their program a couple of times on my LinkedIn, and they have a new program coming this year. And from this program, I'm really fascinated with all the stories and voice, challenges and struggles of migrant refugee women currently suffering or experiencing our community. Little as I know at that time that I actually end up with a job like that. But from that workshop, it actually really struck my passion that I want to do more work to support the migrant and refugee women in whatever format. So after I finished that program, it was already November. Around the middle of November, one day I was going to my GP's appointment. After I walked out of her room, I received a missed call from Jen, who I connected at one of my events back in 2020. Since that, Jen and we both had, occasionally we would get in contact with each other because we both had a passion to develop some mental health programs for our Chinese community. And I know Jen is working for Women's Health East. So when Jen asked me to ring her back, my first instinct telling me is that probably is about a job. And it proves I was right. So when Jen told me they were looking for a new bilingual health educator in their organization, I just knew this couldn't be a perfect opportunity for me. For someone who had gone through health challenges and really passionate about health, also for someone who loves doing public speaking. And Jen told me they need to get the application very quickly to submit to the person, and I say no problem. I will send my resume over the weekend. And as soon as I finished conversation with Jen, and I noticed there were cars driving past me, and the number plates of those cars were 333, 444. And if you are a spiritual person, you know those triple numbers. They're actually angel numbers. But don't worry if you don't know them. So 333 to me is the meaning of the angel number is regardless of your fear, move forward and you're on the right path. And the 444 to me is your angels are always with you. So I thought, wow, even my angel is cheering, celebrating with me. So I thought there must be something going on with this job. Thursday night when I got home, I received an email from the previous company I've applied for the job. I went through the first interview. The email from the HR of that company told me that unfortunately they decided not to move me on to the second interview. And I thought, that was great. The universe had made a choice for me. On Friday, I was communicating with Fiona from Access House about the project. Then I was asking her whether, I said, Fiona, are you willing to have a look at my resume and give me recommendations? I was a bit hesitant to ask for this favor, but I still did. And as kind as Fiona always is, she said yes. And what really touches me is later on I realized Fiona spent her weekend Saturday trying to go through my resume and give me her recommendation. So with both Warren and Fiona's help, my resume finally was sorted for this application. So Sunday, I finally sent my application to Women's Health East. And not surprisingly, on Monday, I quickly received a phone call from a lady called Isabel to arrange for the interview. After our conversation, the clock stopped at 3:33 p.m. I know I was on the right path. And that week, I had a great interview and a great meeting with 3 amazing women from Women's Health East. And after the interview, Isabel asked me to provide a reference for her. And I start contacting my community friends, Alex, Judy, Fiona, also Oliver from my previous company. And then another name came into my mind, Rachel. Yes, Rachel can be a great reference for me because I've been working really closely at that time doing that workshop project. So I also put Rachel's name in the reference list. On Monday, Isabel sent me an email. She said, I think I may know this Rachel person. She's one of my uni friends and we haven't met for years. I couldn't believe this. What a synchronicity it is. So ladies and gentlemen, after so many synchronicities, after so many kindness and generosity from the people in my community, you will guess the results. Exactly. Finally, I got the offer. So I'm really glad to share this story with you, but also I want to take this opportunity to really thank for those people who have helped me on my journey of finding this job. But there's one message I'd like to share with everyone, probably maybe 2 little messages. The first message is, regardless of whether you're looking for a job or you're doing a project or you're achieving your big vision or your mission, always don't be hesitant to ask people around you. There are people who are willing to help you, who share the same vision with you. And also for people who are looking for jobs, and especially this time for myself, I'm really glad I trust myself, that I tell myself I don't need to rush to throw 50 resumes a week. I only need to find the right place, the right opportunity, and the right person. So take time and trust the right thing will come. And this is exactly lead to my last message. When you are on the right path, things will happen for you, or come to you effortlessly. So in terms of what's happening for this job or in the future, I don't know. I just allow what life takes me, and I'm very excited for this new job, and I'm also very excited for the next part of my journey. So thank you so much for watching my long story, and I just have so much to tell, and I want to thank you for everyone who have helped me again.